There's the spine, number 575. There's the disc. There's some internal art there. We're going to take a look at that. Target practice, anyone? 84 minutes, black and white. 1:6:6 aspect ratio. Newly digital restoration, compressed mono soundtrack, new video interview with James B. Harris, who's the producer. Excerpted interviews. So there are interviews taken partially from other interviews with actor Sterling Hayden from French television series. New video interview with poet and author Robert Polito about writer Jim Thompson. Restored digital high definition of Stanley Kubrick's 1955 film noir Killer's Kiss. So it's interesting they throw down a second movie for you, Killer's Kiss, another film noir, Stanley Kubrick's second film. New video appreciation of Killer's Kiss featuring Jeffrey O'Brien, and it also has trailers. There's the Killing. Cast and credits. Criterion Collection does this a lot. They spend a lot of space, real estate of space in their books on just the cast and credit, where usually other places will jam it all small in there, but they'll really do it. Kubrick's Clockwork. Interesting take, since Clockwork Orange being his early 70s movie, but Clockwork is important in this movie as far as when things take place, and it's all, the movie as well is non-linear. Very much like Quentin Tarantino's first feature film, or first release feature film, I should say. Reservoir Dogs has a lot in common with this movie. And that article goes on quite a ways without pictures for you. And then the Maria Windsor on the making of The Killing. There we go again with the horse race, which plays a key pivotal role in the movie. The Killing is presented in an aspect ratio of 1:6:6. Well, in standard 4:3 television set, the image will be letterbox. On standard widescreen television, there'll be black bars on the sides slightly. Now, the thing is, now this movie was shot in the United States. Kubrick eventually went to England. However, the 1:6:6 aspect ratio, that was the European standard at the time. So it's kind of interesting that Kubrick shot in that and not the 1:8:5 aspect ratio, which is close to what our HD sets are today at 1:7:8. That is really close to the 1.85, which was the Academy standard. To be 1:6:6, most U.S. films were not shot in that aspect ratio. It made sense later when he was in England for him to shoot other movies like Lolita that way. But for this movie to be shot this way, it was interesting. Then there were some movies that were shot like that in 1:6:6, like the first three James Bond movies. Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger were shot that way, but they were shot to purposely be, in Europe, exhibited at 1:6:6. They were shot purposely to be cropped for the United States to go to the 1:8:5. But Kubrick is very strict on this kind of stuff. Like he was when The Shining was released on DVD, he did not want it cropped, even though it was cropped in theaters, but it was shot 4:3, so then, and cropped for theaters. Now they release it and they do crop it. 2K scanned at this point, and thousands of inches of dirt and debris and stuff like that. It's cleaned up. The original Monaro soundtrack was remastered 24-bit from the 35mm. Crackle was taken out. Kubrick is a master, and even when you don't really care for the film, if you go back and examine it later, there's much more to see that's deeper into the surface than you originally saw.